Midwest Matters. I'm Joe Galvan, HUD Regional Administrator, overseeing the 6 states of Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. I'll be your host for this series that highlights both the initiatives of Secretary Ben Carson and some of the best practices that we're seeing throughout the Midwest region from our partners and collaborators. Today, I am so pleased to have Brian Montgomery, HUD Deputy Secretary, as my guest. As the second most senior official at HUD, Brian manages the day-to-day operations of the agency, and he advises and assists Secretary Carson in leading the department's nearly 8,000 employees. As a federal housing commissioner since June 2018, Brian managed FHA's more than $1.4 trillion mortgage insurance portfolio. That includes its single-family, multifamily, and healthcare programs. As the Assistant Secretary for Housing, he has overseen HUD's project-based Section 8 rental assistance housing program, the Office of Housing Counseling, and HUD's manufactured housing program. Brian has more than 30 years of experience in the public and private sectors, and he brings to HUD a deep knowledge of housing issues and vast experience spearheading large-scale policy initiatives. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Joe. Glad to be here.
It's great to be here. So the first question I have is this. As we all know, June is National Homeownership Month. Can you talk a little bit about how this year's recognition is different from past years given the COVID-19 environments?
Excellent question. I'll just say this year is probably a lot different than previous years' recognition of National Homeownership Month. If you look at the title, one would certainly think, well, we're just here to talk about how important it is to be a homeowner and to achieve homeownership. And yes, that's a very important message. But this year with COVID-19, throughout the country and other issues, it has a different meaning this year. We're still, of course, highlighting how important it is to be a homeowner, but we're also making sure that homeowners, whether you have an FHA insured loan or one through the GSE's Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, that the government is here to help you if you're having difficulty paying your bills. And Congress and the White House worked quickly through the CARES Act, get legislation passed, and then HUD moved quickly, FHA in particular, to get the mortgagee letter out that basically gave notice to the industry and more importantly to borrowers out there that they can request a forbearance. And forbearance, by the way, doesn't mean payment forgiveness, it just means hitting a timeout, if you will. So the President's proclamation, which is on the whitehouse.gov website, on the HUD.gov website, speaks to the many benefits of homeownership, but again, that it takes on special meaning during this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. Special meaning, and there are so many different things that are occurring. There's a lot of resources out there, Brian. I had a conversation with somebody I met on the street, and we were talking about how they wanted to become a homeowner. So can you talk a little bit about how practitioners and potential homeowners resources during National Homeownership Month?
There's a series of events that we planned, although this year a lot of those are being done remotely. We're going to have some panel discussions, and we're going to have a series of events, but again, most of which people can watch from the safety of their living room or home office. Those we're going to actually start doing next week. But again, the theme here is we want to make sure that homeowners who are having a difficult time can get the assistance that they need. They can go to the new FHA.gov website that we just launched on Tuesday. It is very focused, certainly on FHA borrowers who are needing help through the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, there's a banner at the top of the website that they can click on. The website's still a little bit of it in its infancy. We literally just stood it up on Tuesday. It has a wealth of information on there. And again, also it will talk about the benefits of homeownership, how to find an FHA HUD-approved home buying counseling nonprofit to help you. So again, this is another resource to making sure that we can get assistance directly to the potential home buyers and current home buyers who are seeking more information.
Absolutely, Brian. Thank you for that information because, as you know, people during this pandemic, they some have lost their jobs. They can't make the payments. Their most precious and significant asset, their home, possibly, they're thinking, am I going to lose this? So we're glad that you and the rest of the administration is stepping up to the plate to make sure that people can stay in their home, that it's protected. Any other financial resources that you're thinking about?
Yeah, and of course, a lot of borrowers who requested forbearance, especially requested early on, and some servicers, since the legislation said up to 6 months initially, some servicers asked borrowers, well, how about we just start with 3 months and go from there? And they're certainly permitted to do that. And so that 3 months is coming up here pretty soon. And so again, there's information out there about the options that are available to homeowners at that point, because we've always said, look, if you can pay your mortgage, that's the best path if you can. But if you need breathing room, we're here to give that breathing room to you. So what we'll probably, the plan is that we'll use what's called a standalone partial claim. And for a lot of folks, that doesn't mean a lot, but to the industry, it does mean a lot. Essentially means that we will take those arrearages. Let's just say they're 3 months worth of principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And we will take those arrearages and put them as a soft second mortgage, sort of second lien, if you will. It's not available to the home as either, or not payable to the home is sold or refinanced, or the borrower moves out. So again, the message to borrowers, FHA borrowers, is don't worry. Those who are unable to get back on their feet, eventually, let's say they go through both 6-month forbearance periods, can't get back on their feet. We do have other ways to help them using our more traditional, what we call loss mitigation, which is essentially, foreclosure avoidance. What are the other tools that we can deploy to help you stay in your home? So again, all this will be available on the new FHA.gov website.
Great. Those are all great products. This is not our first rodeo in HUD. And you have a long and wonderful career of public service, working for presidents and governors to help make our nation a better place. Can you share with us some of your insights as to why you dedicated your life to public service, and any advice for young people considering a career in government?
Great question. I would say that it's very exhilarating at many levels. Look, I've been fortunate to work in the private sector and work in the public sector, coming in and out of both over my career. In fact, I've served as a political appointee for four presidents, and actually 2 vice presidents and 1 governor. And to me, I guess the exhilarating part of it is knowing that you're working on an issue, and in the case of the current situation, how do we help millions of people stay in their home? Or when I was FHA commissioner following the last housing crisis, which FHA had a huge role in the recovery, helping a lot of borrowers who didn't have FHA loans that probably wish they had, that we were able to refinance and help them save their home by getting out of a subprime or some other crazy mortgage product and getting into an FHA product. So again, just knowing that what you're doing can help so many folks stay in their home, purchase a home. We also, as you know, help borrowers who aren't homeowners, who are renters. We help them get affordable housing. There are project-based rental assistance, or a voucher program, and through some programs we have for the elderly and for low-income persons with disabilities. So all told, HUD and FHA help millions of people each and every year. And I encourage young folks who are in college looking at their next career path, housing in general, whether it's rental, ownership, being involved on the policy side, or any of the related industries that touch those is a field that's enormously fulfilling and has a fairly good longevity. And the pay's not bad, except for the government.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Secretary. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for those words of encouragement and making, if there's somebody that has the compassion in the hearts of the people, it's you, and thank you for fighting for them. So, and once again, congratulations on your recent confirmation as HUD Deputy Secretary. And also thanks for telling us all about National Homeownership Month and for sharing updates on the strides you're making to help fight against COVID-19 to protect homeowners. To our audience, thanks for tuning in to HUD Midwest Matters. We will be announcing our next guest soon. You can watch all our episodes on the HUD YouTube channel. Until next time, God bless and God bless your work.
Thank you.